Love is Blind, Netflix season 2, episode 5, the last episode before they release new episodes, I think this Friday. And boy, oh boy, was it a doozer. So first of all, Nick brought all the tea back to Danielle. Nick, I'm telling you, Nick a little messy. He's a little messy, but I'm here for it. I love me some Nick. I really, really do. I think he's funny. I think he's charming. I think he's sweet. I think all that, but he brought all the tea back to Danielle and filled her in completely since she was missing it and she was sick. And then when Nick came back to the room to fill her in on all the tea, what was going down at the, at the pool party or beach party, I mean, she just started saying some weird stuff. I mean, I uploaded a video, a little parody video about Danielle seeing dead people, because I'm telling you, she sounded crazy. She's talking about she was sitting in a closet and she was crying, and she was basically stalking them from the balcony. And I'm thinking, well, girl, if you can sit out on the balcony and you can stalk them like that, why didn't you get dressed and go down? If your insides is, if you just so knotted up over it, why didn't you go down there? I mean, her jealousy was eating her up. Her insecurities was eating her up from the inside out. She crying in the closet. Then she tells Nick, well, if it had been you and you was here for 3 hours, you'd be in the closet and crying too or whatever. No, we wouldn't, Danielle. That's not normal. Why would you think anyone else would be doing that because someone left them for 3 hours? And what was so weird to me, another little weird part of their whole little storyline this episode, was when they were all at the beach and they were, after they had played volleyball and stuff, Danielle goes up to Shake and was like, can you lift me up on your shoulders? Now, I don't know. That just seems so weird to me. I mean, me personally, if that were like me and my husband, and I told some other man to lift me up on his shoulders and I had my JJ wrapped all around his neck and all up in his face and stuff like that or whatever, I don't know. My husband wouldn't like that. Natalie and Shane, these two train wrecks together. Natalie still continuing with her little digs, talking about, hey, look at my little ring. She got to call it little. Now, I'm telling you, Natalie is nasty mean. What do you call it? You call it nice nasty. That's what Natalie is. She's nice nasty. But the differences are starting to set in for Shane and Natalie. Then they're at this romantic dinner and everything. And Natalie starts bringing out how their energy levels are different between she and Shane. And how much he is an extrovert and she's an introvert. And see, this is the problem, because what Natalie did the whole time in the pods was she acted. She did not live her true, authentic self. And she really led Shane to believe that she was outgoing. And I told you from the beginning, she was not outgoing. She's stiff. She's opinionated. So now she's admitting she's an introvert. And what she's basically saying to Shane is, I can't keep this up. I can't keep this act going on. And all your extrovertedness is draining me. That's what she starts to tell him. Then she starts talking about she doesn't like PDA and she's not going to be doing all of that. See, that's what I'm talking about. Shane loves all that. He loves all that PDA, all being up on you, all that kind of stuff like that. And Natalie tried to pretend like she was like that. Now she's actually telling the truth. She doesn't like PDA at all. She said, I'm not going to be bragging about us. I'm not going to be talking about us. And Shane is like, why not? Put us up on the stage. He likes all the shine. Shane the shine. He loves everybody to look at him. So he's like, if I'm out here advertising us, why can't you be out here advertising them? If I'm out here pumping up myself, why can't you be pumping me up? That's all he cares about. And Natalie is like, that ain't me. I ain't doing none of that. And poor Salvador. I love Salvador. I really do like Salvador. And you know what? He does not deserve what Mallory is doing to him right now, because Mallory, I'm telling you, she is twisting him all around in the head. She tried to twist me up listening to her. She talks in circles to twist everybody up so people can't follow what she's doing. You not telling the truth. You smoke and mirrors. You like to mislead. And here comes Mallory. Now she's back professing her love immensely. Girl, that is not what you were saying last night. Now it's all about how much she loves him immensely. She talks out two sides of her mouth. I really don't like Mallory. And it's so weird because I thought I would, but you know what? I really don't like her anymore. Now she's saying Jared is the old type she used to date, but she wants to do something new like Sal. basically, I guess Jared is the bad guy and Sal is the good guy, and she's ready to move on to good guys. Well, the problem is, Mallory, you ain't no good girl. And if you were so ready to move on to Salvador, then why do you say that to Jared? Why didn't you close the door, shut the door, and put the deadbolt on it? Nope, you left the door open more than a crack for Jared to walk through, and now you sit over here telling Salvador something completely different. But Salvador is saying, you know what? I don't want no charity case. I ain't no charity case. I want you to choose me. I don't want you to feel forced to be here. I don't want you to be here if you don't want to be here. I want it to be a conscious decision that you choose me because I'm choosing you, Mallory. And Mallory, she's so dry. She's like, yes, same. Same. That's like saying ditto. That ain't no emotion, no feeling, no nothing. I'm not convinced, Mallory. That's like you telling someone I love you and your guy tells you, yeah, ditto. Ditto. You better say the words. And you see a little bit more of Mallory's little shifty personality because when she was sitting on the beach with Natalie and Natalie started talking that nice, nasty talk saying, oh, you know, I see the guys and all the couples and everything, but you know, the way I think about it is all the men are dating up. And here comes Mallory. Yeah, you know, when I was talking to Jared, that's what he was saying. He said he basically was dating up until the end. What's she saying? Is she saying that when he was talking to her and wanting her, he was dating up? But once he chose Iyanna, he's now dating down? And you telling me that's what Jared told you? And you repeating it? Girl. So anyway, when Salvador brings up to Mallory that, you know, the conversation again that she was having with Jared, he went in a little deeper this time. He had, you know, he's got his thoughts composed and he was like, you know what? I didn't like it. You know, it made me feel uncomfortable. You sit over there talking all this time. And then he tells her that I overheard you say that we didn't have to get married. And he says, I was shocked and I was hurt by that because it was like, you know, you weren't interested. And you know what she said? Instead of her admitting she said it and saying sorry or something else, she said, well, I only said it because I thought you weren't interested. The stuff that Mallory does, she doesn't take accountability for what she does. She makes it seem like she's just this innocent person out here and everybody else comes to these conclusions on their own, like they just pull it out of the sky, like they don't hear what they hear, they don't see what they see, that they're not feeling the things that she's sort of implanting in them. She acts like, well, where did you get that from? She basically was almost trying to tell Salvador, like, this is all in your head. Where'd you get this from? This is not true. Girl, you did all that shit. And then he brings up the thing about a ring. And instead of her saying, yeah, I did want to go ring, she's like, oh no, I love my ring. My ring is beautiful. It's great. It's this. What? That's not what you said to Jared. What are you talking about? I mean, can we keep track of the lies that Mallory is now saying? It's like, oh my gosh, they're coming out of everywhere, from left, from the right. Lies, lies, lies. Then you see Jared and Iyanna talking, and Iyanna's talking to Jared and Cole. You know what? She basically telling them, hey, you know what? There's a couple of things I'm not going to put up with, and that's cheating and lying. I don't like both of those. And she's telling them, you know what? I'm watching you, Jared. I see what's going on. I hear what you're saying, but you know what? I got my eyes on you. And I'm with you, Iyanna. Keep your eye on him because he's playing some games too. And he's getting sucked into this Mallory stuff, and he's a participant in this Mallory stuff. And you know what? I used to kind of like Jared, but let me tell you, he's on the bubble now too. He is really on the bubble now too, because I'm telling you, I'm starting to get vibes that he's trying to play with Iyanna, and I don't like that. And I really didn't like this conversation about keeping your exes in the picture. That also made me just look at Jared's side eye and everything. And Iyanna was calling out. She was like, no, you need to draw boundaries. And he's like, well, I don't want to burn no bridges. That ain't called burning bridges. That's called, he's like, no, you need to draw boundaries. Who the hell wants their husband being friends with all their exes just in case you need a job 10, 15 years from now? Boy, bye. So then you see Deepti and Shake. They're at this C note. But anyway, here they are. They're having a good time. And, you know, I think he really appreciates how outgoing she is and how much fun she is. But, you know, he's still having trouble getting over the looks thing. I know you are. Tiger can't change his stripes overnight just because you in Cancun. So he's having a really difficult time saying that he's going to keep trying to get past it. But I ain't got much hope for these two. I just don't. You know what he strikes me as? He strikes me as one of these type of people where if he did marry Deepti, he'd get married and he'd have women on the side. And this is the vibes I'm getting from him. And the way Deep D is talking, I think she will go along with it, because she talks about being this dutiful wife. And it's like she kind of wants to fall into more of the traditional Indian woman, where where she's supporting the man and she completely understands his career trajectory. And I think he likes it about her, because basically what she's saying is, work all you want, because if I'm gonna be the wife of a doctor, I'll keep my ass at home and raise these babies. I think she's really comfortable with living this traditional life, having some kids, raising the kids. And you know what? She's gonna be willing to turn her head the other way and be like, men will be men. I just see that with Deep D and Shay. I can actually start to see the wedding happening, but he won't be faithful. Absolutely not. At the very end, we see Shane and Kyle meet for lunch. I thought this was over. I really thought this was over. But here Shayna shows up and he's like, where's your ring? I go, girl, what's that ring? That's his mama's or grandmother's ring. Either give it back or put it on. One of the two, right? And they still talking about their differences, and he's talking about he's willing to compromise and all that. Girl, I don't know if there's no compromise between an atheist and a Christian. I don't really know how you meet in the middle on that. You either believe in God or you don't, because once we have children, it really is just going to exasperate it. But they're not going nowhere. I know they show previews about them moving in, but this is just for the cameras. Shane and Shayna gonna end up in bed together. We already know it. Shane and Shayna gonna end up in bed together. That's it, y'all. We're gonna wait for these next episodes coming out. I think they come out on Friday. So I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.